Hello darts fans, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the stories of 3 top PDC darts players who had to quit the sport due to unfortunate circumstances. Kirk Shephard is an English player who began playing darts at the age of 13 when he started practicing on a board hung on a bathroom door. He didn't show immediate natural talent and angered his mum when he smashed a window one day. As a teen, he showed more talent in karate, where he became a second Dan karate black belt and competed in the national championships. He eventually began to show promise in darts, and in 2003 he won the biggest youth event at the time, the Winmore World Masters Youth Event, a title he followed up with wins in the British Teenage Singles Championship in both 2004 and 2006. During his first year in the PDC, Kirk still lived with his parents, who he gave £18 a week for his food. Around that time, he had to walk 2 miles to and from work at a factory every day, where he earned just £153 a week, as he had written off his Ford Fiesta. At the end of his first year on tour, he was ranked 142nd on the Order of Merit, failing to automatically qualify for the World Championships. But, in the last chance qualifier, he managed to win 5 games in a row to make it into the field for the first PDC World Championship held at Ali Pali. Nobody expected much of him on his debut at the Worlds, as he had title odds of 1,000 to 1, and there were only 3 bets of £10 placed on him prior to the event with tournament sponsors Ladbrokes. However, at Ali Pali, he went on a shocking run to the final, where, despite averaging under 90 in every game, he beat Terry Jenkins, Mick McGowan, Barry Bates, Peter Manley, and Wayne Mardle before losing to John Part. Kirk, who was just 21 at the time, earned £50,000 and was the youngest PDC World finalist until this year when Luke Littler smashed that record. So, what happened to Kirk after that? Well, he never made it past the 4th round of a major again, with his only runs that deep coming at the UK Open. Kirk opened up on his struggles, stating that following the Ali Pali run, he thought everything was going to fall on a plate for him, so he stopped putting in the effort and got lazy. Just 4 years after winning the 50k, he was living in a flea-ridden 1-bed flat. He's admitted to struggling with alcohol and gambling addictions and said that reaching the final at Ali Pali was too much, too soon. Despite that, he managed to make it through Q School 4 times, meaning that between 2013 and 2021, he only didn't have a tour card between 2015 and 16. After winning the first day of Q School in 2021, he said that it had taken him 10 years to grow up, and that it was now finally time for him to kick on. During his comeback year, he was playing decently and regularly averaging in the mid-80s and 90s before he lost the Players' Championship first round game 6-0 to Gert Nenges with an average of just 78, which he's revealed is when he first began to struggle with Dartitis, which led him to go home before the end of the block of events and tell his wife that he would never throw a dart again, as it was giving him panic attacks. After missing 6 events in a row, Kirk returned to the tour for just 3 events, where he lost in the first round and averaged below 85 on every occasion, before leaving another block early. His game against Nathan Aspinall at that block was on the livestream, and it was clear that Kirk was really struggling with Dartitis. He hasn't appeared in the PDC since, and quit the sport, giving his tour card in at the end of 2021. He became a recluse, barely leaving his house for a year and a half, before he got help with counselling from the PDPA. He hasn't thrown a dart for 3 years. He is now doing much better, training as an electrician, and hasn't ruled out a return to darts in the future. It's clear that after that World Championship run, Kirk never showed his full potential in the PDC. The next player we're going to take a look at very recently quit the sport, and I feel the same about them, as they have a great throw, and I thought they'd do a lot more than they did in the PDC. Martijn Kleermaker is a Dutch player who started off in the BDO, but then in 2019 announced his plans to compete in PDC Q School at the start of 2020 after calling the BDO World Masters a catastrophe. At a UQ school, he finished 4th on the Order of Merit, earning himself a 2-year tour card. In his first year on the tour, he managed to qualify for the World Championship as the 7th player from the Pro Tour Order of Merit. But then, disaster struck, and Martijn was devastatingly forced to withdraw ahead of his first round game after testing positive for COVID-19. He revealed that he avoided watching or following the event from home as he was so upset. He managed to qualify through the same route a year later, and he went on a great run at Ali Pali, beating John Michael, Simon Whitlock and Joe Cullen before losing 4-0 to James Wade. Ahead of the game against Wade, he tweeted joking about celebrating following a negative COVID test. He qualified for the World Championships again at the start of 2023, where he went out in round 2, but his poor performances for the rest of the year, which saw him average 91 on the floor, put his tour card in jeopardy as he was close to the bottom of the top 64 and didn't qualify for the World Championship. In November, he revealed that he was considering quitting darts in a podcast interview due to personal issues, which saw his relationship with the mother of his children break down, meaning he needed more time at home to look after them. Martijn unexpectedly qualified for the Grand Slam for the first time at the end of the year through the tour card holder qualifier, where he beat the likes of Kim Huybrechts and Dimitri Vandenberg. He took his children to the event as he knew that it could be his last stage appearance in the PDC, and it turned out to be so, as he was eliminated in the group stage after a loss to Fallon Sherrick. In a Dutch interview after that game, Martijn broke down in tears, saying that he had disappointed himself and more importantly his children. This was very sad to see. He was planning to hand his tour card in at the end of the year, but lost it anyway after finishing 65th on the Order of Merit after the run of Luke Littler. Kleermaker has since revealed that he felt his darts career was coming at the expense of his children, leading him to quit the game for the time being. He still hopes to return to the sport when his kids are a bit older. I really think with better circumstances, Martijn could have been pushing the top 32 over the next few years. The next player we're going to take a look at was doing that for many years, but then just disappeared from the sport. Let's find out what happened. Cristo Reyes is a Spanish player from Tenerife who came out of nowhere to win the Iberian qualifier for the 2015 PDC World Championship. At Ali Pali, he beat Christian Perez 4-0 in legs in the preliminary round before taking big deciding set wins over both Wes Newton and Kevin Painter to move through to the last 16, where he lost to Gary Anderson. He was the first Spaniard to get that far in the Worlds, and the run earned him a tour card after both Richie Burnett and Jarkko Komala resigned theirs. During his first year on the tour, he hit 2 9-darters in floor events, and over the years that followed, he was a regular in TV events, appearing in the World Championship for 6 years straight. In the 2017 World Championship, he averaged 106 in a 4-2 loss to eventual champion MVG, which at the time was the highest losing average in the history of the tournament. In 2017, he managed to become the first Spanish player to qualify for the World Match Play, which he made through the Pro Tour Order of Merit, which was a great achievement. On his Blackpool debut, he averaged 101 to beat Robert Thornton 10-3 before he lost 11-4 to Peter Wright. He ended the 2019 Pro Tour season with a decent Players' Championship average of 92.43 and finished the year ranked 45th on the Order of Merit. He played in the events in 2020 up until the 7th Players' Championship, which was his final PC event to date. He withdrew from the event on the following day, held in the midst of the outbreak of COVID-19. Cristo then didn't appear in the PDC for almost 2 years as he opted against travelling due to various reasons, including his father's poor health and risk of catching COVID, as well as an arm injury. Despite not appearing in any of the post-lockdown events, he finished 2020 ranked 61st, meaning that he narrowly retained his tour card. It looked like he was going to use it again too, as in a message on Twitter, he thanked God for it after the difficult year and said that he hoped he could play in the next year. However, he again didn't use it and made his only PDC appearance of that year in the Southwest Europe qualifier for the Worlds, where he lost to Jaime Nunes. That meant that he finished the year ranked 165th in the world and lost his tour card after basically quitting the professional game due to COVID factors as well as his injury. He attempted to retain his card at EUQ school at the start of 2022, but he lost in his first game on 3 of the 4 days, so hadn't done enough. He then appeared in the first 5 Challenge Tour events of 2020, where he only managed to win 4 games and averaged 81 or under in all but 1 of his games. He hasn't appeared in the PDC since. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a new video when it comes out.